At this archetype rank, characters gain a special archetype ability that can be used. Until their next turn, the Vanguard attacks each enemy that attacks the Vanguard's allies in a 3-cell radius around the Vanguard. Additionally, until their next turn, the Vanguard always retaliates when attacked. The Bounty Hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equally divided among all prey in the Bounty Hunter's line of sight. The attacks always hit and always score critical hits. The Bounty Hunter simultaneously makes several attacks. The number of the attacks is equal to the number of prey in combat. These attacks are equal. The Grand Strategist chooses one combat tactics area. Every ally inside that area gains an extra turn with 1 AP and 2 MP at the start of the Grand Strategist's next turn. For every enemy that was killed in the selected combat tactics area, this AP is increased by +1, up to a maximum of 3, and MP by +2, up to a maximum of 6. Until the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by damage over time effects is increased by +100% after all other modifiers. This effect stacks and can be inflicted by more than one executioner.
Oh, poison runs through mechanical veins. The path to your goal seems easy as long as you do not turn back. Fire rages in an iron heart.
Stop! There!
The Emperor favors me today.
Unlocked.
Successful.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
A formidable-looking door blocks the way into the next module. It is covered in scratches, as if someone clawed at the cold metal for a very, very long time. The door does not respond to your touch and stands fast, refusing to open. The writing above the doorway reads, "Main Computing Cathedral." The tech priest blesses himself with a protective symbol, his hand visibly shaking.
Shield us, O Machine God, from the evil that has taken hold of your temple. Save us, preserve us from the corruption, show us the way. The sacred metal that bars our path is weakened. Let us appeal to the machine spirit of one of the generators so the metal may drink from its blessed energies. There should be one hidden somewhere in this module. What is this evil you mentioned?
The tech priest says nothing for a while. Then his vox comes to life, but the voice is hoarse, punctuated by static and interference.
The Omniscia knows all, comprehends all. I am merely his servant. I cannot discern what has stricken the abode of the machine god. But I do sense a distortion of the structure, disfigurement of the molecular order. This ship is sick. Further conversing is unproductive. The will of the Omniscia has brought us to these doors, thus our task is clear. Search for a way to proceed beyond so we can discover a means of cleansing these halls. One, Tech Use 10, inspect the door mechanism.
The door and the entire adjacent section of the bay have no power. There must be a backup generator somewhere nearby. Once you turn it on, you should be able to proceed. The main thing that catches your eye about this place is the state of the wall panels by the door. They bear numerous scratches, 5 in a row, resembling claw marks. Some of the panels look like they could fall off at any moment. Here and there you see the occasional sparks and crackling of the damaged wires behind them.
None shall stand in my way.
The dull sounds produced by the ventilation system create the illusion that the ship is breathing, like a living and terribly sick creature.
I'm always ready.
This is bad, very bad. The Omnissiah's grace has forsaken this place and these brethren.
It's about time.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Access received.
A new challenge for me?
Emperor, protect us. This is a house of darkness and corruption.
The behavior of the Transformers was caused by no common mechanical malfunction. It is possible that the cause is of supernatural origin.
Follow my lead! That didn't
Inspection
go as I
reveals
hoped.
nothing. Perhaps the strange vision was a mere trick of the mind.
Victory awaits! None shall stand in my
A
way.
Lord Captain who graces the freight line with visits and speaks to the lowliest of serfs? Retirement has never sounded more tempting.
We have survived a heretical mutiny, Lady Theodora's death, the warp spitting us out into Grox knows where. And what shocks you is the Lord Captain going down to the lower decks?
Seriously?
This
Unlocked.
explorer is blessed with multifunctionality.
The metal feels a little warm and somewhat moist to the touch, remarkably similar to living skin.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Warning. Invalid system pressure parameters. Expected value, 10. Settings changed. New system pressure value, 1. Settings changed. New system pressure value, 5.
We need to investigate.
Invalid value. Restoring settings to initial values. Expected value, 10.
A new challenge for me?
Settings changed. New system pressure value, 3. Settings changed. New system pressure value, 7. Invalid value. Restoring settings to initial value. Expected value, 10. Settings changed. New system pressure value, 7. Invalid value. Restoring settings to initial values. Expected value, 10.
We shall prevail.
Settings changed. New system pressure value, 7. Settings changed. New system pressure value, 10. Valid value set. Gas supply halted.
Operation successful.
I better myself through my service. Cast your eye there. Nothing escapes my sight. Duty prevails. Never doubt me.
Follow my lead.
How dare you disturb the peace of the machines?
Quickly.
Desecrator.
Already done. Not a problem for me. Not my specialty. Absolutely not. I don't have time for this.
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Minor setback.
Suffering is part of the trial.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I refuse. Doubt is for the weak. You, my Emperor! As the Emperor commands, I act.
Injury is not an excuse to shirk one's duty. My place is at the fore. At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
There are sects in the Imperial cult whose adherents believe transgressors will be punished after death on burning planets. This world could serve as one such purgatory.
Permission to report, Lord Captain. I keep receiving messages about strange behaviors in certain ship systems. All decks report the uncontrollable opening and closing of doors, gates, and airlocks. They behave erratically and do not obey the operator's commands. Regrettably, this has led to casualties among the crew. The tech priests have explained that these phenomena are being caused by the machine spirit's irascibility and have spent hours chanting litanies to soothe their anger. Unfortunately, many crew members were badly injured before the prayers could stabilize the systems.
A natural accumulation of irregularities on a solid planetary surface has been detected. Probability of occurrence of natural materials, high.
The skeins of fate can lead us to victory.
Lay in the course. Bleed them. Fire right now! Leave their hulls strewn across the stars! Another salvo! Set the course. Leave the hulls strewn across the stars! Macro cannons, volley! Leave their hulls strewn across the stars! Onward! Macro cannon, volley! Fire right now! This one goes down. Leave the hull strewn across the stars. Another salvo! The time has come. Macro cannon, volley! Set the course. Leave their hull strewn across the stars. Fire right now! Fire the lance batteries! The time has come! Leave their hull strewn across the stars! Macro cannon, volley! Voicemen, find your courage! Lay in the course! Fire right now! Macro cannon, volley! Another salvo! The time has come! Leave the hull strewn across the stars! Another salvo! Set the course. The time has come. Fire! Right now! Macro cannon, volley! Set the course. Another salvo! Lay in the course. Bleed them! Leave their hull strewn across the stars! Another salvo! Leave their hull strewn across the stars! Onward! Set the course. Fire right now! This one's going down. Another salvo! Macro cannon, volley! Onward! Another salvo! Fire right now!
No one can outmaneuver House Orcelio.
On top of firing weapons, ship combat involves using abilities from various ship posts occupied by your trusted officers. Increase your ship's level to gain access to new abilities. Each post can have up to 2 basic abilities and 1 ultimate ability assigned to it. Only 1 ability from each post can be used per round. The cooldown time before an ability can be used again is determined randomly and can take up to 3 rounds. Lord Captain, we have received a transmission from Foulstone. It was sent by members of the Order of the Hammer, votaries of St. Cognacius, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navirka, unloaded several thousand refugees from a planet belonging to rogue trader Winterscale. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking for your lordship's protection.
We will not abandon people of faith in distress. Prepare a landing party in my shuttle. I'm taking the monastery under my protection.
As it pleases your lordship. Sixscore and 11 days after the feast of the passing of Nicomedes Keefe, the champion of faith, disquietude marred the calm of the monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Countless tortured souls, steeped in fear, arrived on Foulstone in a star bark. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Navirka, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the world's surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty of care to the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in Foulstone's grim wastelands, the forsaken people came to the monastery of St. Cagnatius, and there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on its gate, and implored, and wailed, "Take us in! Protect us!" And what once was a place of serenity and grace was now full of din, disorder, and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhap also the seeds of alluring blasphemies, if fiendly heathens lurked in their midst. Prelate Hectarchius recalled the first missionaries to set foot on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for serving St. Cagnatius. And those missionaries had received the blessing of Nicomedes Keefe, the champion of faith who had travelled with them in their star bark, to found in this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And St. Cagnatius, a man of great endeavours, a warrior, and a wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of a librarium, but stepped bravely into the darkness, carrying light in the palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone but many other worlds of the Coronis expanse bear its imprint. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein victuals and medicinal herbs and jugs of promethium. But the crowd came to blows over viands, and blood was spilt, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flak cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor on their tactical visors, and went forth, ready to render service in battle. With last guns and bolters they pierced the interlopers, with their chains, words and power flails they struck them, and a great and bloody harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers, too, scant though their armament was and scanter their skill in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their numbers and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls, and rang the vox alarum, and shut the gate, and commanded the armed guards to keep watch over that gate, slaying any who approached. A quarrel broke out. The hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help. In their spite, they blocked the water collector and unpowered the generatorium. The faithful, in the meantime, made ready to resist. And a miracle came to pass. The God Emperor sent his champion, his confidant, his right hand, the rogue trader of the blessed house von Valancius. May the light of his grace remain upon it forever. The blessed rogue trader? Iconoclast +5. Humbly the Order of the Hammer heeded the God Emperor's confidant, and unsealed the airlocks, and opened the gate of its abode, and brought forth gifts of virtue to relieve the suffering of the ill-stricken. After a prayer, the architects set to work. In accordance with the saints' teachings and the parameters set forth in the standard template construct, they erected spacious living quarters, and sturdy fort walls for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein to trade and store goods, and a proud censorum within whose walls clerks and servo-bondsmen would maintain order and keep statistical records. And a new, yet righteous, way of life came to Foulstone, and the people rejoiced, and all was good. Only certain worlds, usually the most habitable, are suitable for establishing thriving colonies ripe for development. Completing projects and colony events can earn the rogue trader unique rewards that cannot be obtained through any other means. Projects are the backbone of colony development. Completing them requires resources that can be obtained by exploring planets and cosmic anomalies. Completing a project takes time. While you continue your travels throughout the Coronis expanse, you will receive a notification on the screen when a project is finished, informing you that the reward can now be claimed.